Hey everybody, Brother Christian here. This video will be about common phrases in Spanish that I think it is important for missionaries to know. Now this video is specifically aimed for the missions team going to Puerto Rico this upcoming summer. And I also wanted to create some useful aids for those going that don't know the language very well. I think it is only wise and proper for us to learn a little bit of Spanish before we go to a Spanish-speaking country as missionaries. Now, the purpose of this video is not to make you Spanish speakers. That's not how this works. My goal is to have you guys somewhat prepared so that you're not walking into Puerto Rico not knowing anything. I'm going to do multiple of these videos, coordinate with Pastor Josiah and other Spanish speakers to get you more in-depth videos so that you can rewatch them at your leisure and learn a little bit about the language that is spoken in Puerto Rico. Now, this first video, like I mentioned, will be about common phrases that I think it is important for you to know. The next video that I will do will be about Christian doctrines and Christian words, biblical words, so that whenever the pastor or somebody is preaching, you can pick up on what is being said or even help you minister to a mainly Spanish speaker. And so I'm going to do this video. I'm going to give you guys a bunch of phrases. And here's what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to periodically pause the video, practice yourself, and then continue on with the video. This video is uploaded to YouTube. You watch it at your convenience, at your leisure, and as many times as you want. Make sure that you feel comfortable with the material. And even if you don't get everything, at least get whatever you think will be important for you and your ministry. Because language is not and will never be a restraint in ministry. Either we will learn the language or God will give us the ability to know the language supernaturally. But up until when that happens, we're going to do this, okay? And so here's some words and phrases that I think are important for you to know. The first one is hello, hola. Now, some of you guys might be going, Christian, we already know that. The reason I'm saying hola starting off is because I don't want us going to Puerto Rico with broken English accents. And here's what I mean. Just pretend you're at a Mexican restaurant and a middle-aged woman who is not Hispanic looks at the waitress or the waiter and goes, hola. I'm in a Mexican restaurant, so I'm going to go hola, exaggerate the hola to make them know that, hey, I don't know the language, so I'm going to over-exaggerate. Sometimes we do that out of just because we want to have a little bit of fun or insecurity. We need to not do that. We don't want to come across as, those Americans who don't know Spanish or even come across as condescending. And so the word is hola. Hola. Not hola, it's hola. That means hello. The second phrase is ¿Cómo estás? How are you doing? ¿Cómo estás? How are you doing? I believe it is very formal for us to know these because that's the first thing you're going to say to somebody. Hola, ¿cómo estás? You can pair these up however you want. Again, you can pause. You can take out a piece of paper and start writing to them or writing sentences. But hola, ¿cómo estás? Hello, how are you? You might want to respond with bien. Bien means good. Now, 3 greetings of the day. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. For good morning, it'll be buenos días. Buenos días. For afternoon, it'll be buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. And for good evening, it'll be buenas noches. Buenas noches. What's super interesting about the Spanish language is that it has its roots in Latin. That's where we get the language from. And buenos días literally translates to good days. Buenas tardes is basically good later. And buenas noches is good night. And so that one, it makes much more sense. But we have gone over hola, ¿cómo estás? Bien. Buenos días, buenas tardes, and buenas noches. Now, I will make this statement. Puerto Rican Spanish is a very fast Spanish. okay? And so sometimes instead of ¿cómo estás?, they might say ¿cómo está? ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo está? And so don't feel bad if you don't understand Puerto Rican Spanish. It's very fast, much like how English in New York is different from English in Texas. And so Spanish in Puerto Rico will be very different from Spanish anywhere else. Spanish in Puerto Rico is very quick. I would even say very sloppy. We have a time limit. We want to stay as much as we can on the spot. And so for the moment, don't bother trying to nail the accent. Just keep it formal. Buenos días, buenas tardes, and buenas noches. All right, moving on. Excuse me is translated discúlpame. Discúlpame. Excuse me. You might bump into somebody. Disculpa. You can either say excuse or excuse me. Now, that sounds kind of weird, but disculpa, disculpa, or discúlpame. Both say the same thing. One is more formal. Discúlpame is more formal. Disculpa is more less formal. I forgot the word. But disculpa is excuse me. Please is por favor. Por favor. Please. Por favor. Please. The interesting thing about por favor, it's basically with favor. With favor. Again, the roots back in Latin. Por favor, with favor, with favor. So basically, please show me favor. Please show me favor. Please. Por favor. Thank you. Gracias. Thank you. Gracias. Gracia. We'll cover this whenever we go over church doctrine. Grace, if you translate it to Spanish, is gracia. Thank you, when it's translated to Spanish, is gracia as well. What we are doing in the Spanish language is basically acknowledging the grace shown to us. So you only would say thank you when something is offered to you that you find benevolent, that you find nice. And so in Spanish, you're acknowledging that as grace. So someone holds the door open for you. That's grace. Someone gave you candy. That's grace. They're giving you something. And so in the Spanish language, an easy way to remember is gracia. Like you're acknowledging the grace shown to you. So thank you is gracia. You're welcome is de nada. De nada. You're welcome. De nada. De nada. De nada translates literally to it's nothing. Don't worry about it. It's nothing. You're, let me see, gracia, thank you. Okay, here's one. I'm sorry. That'll translate to lo siento. Lo siento. I'm sorry. Lo siento. Lo siento translates to basically I feel it. Lo siento, scent. I feel, I sense it. I feel it. I'm sorry. Lo siento. Next one. I don't understand. So this is very common. If we go to Puerto Rico and they're speaking very, very fast, one thing you might want to have in your tool belt is I don't understand, which translates to no entiendo. No, I don't. Entiendo, understand. No entiendo. I don't understand. Another one, I don't know. No sé. No sé. I don't know. No sé. I don't know. No sé. Another important phrase. Could you repeat that, please? Will translate to podría repetir. Podría repetir. It's so hard to read Spanish now. Podría repetir eso, por favor. That is a mouthful, which is why I would beg you to pause the video and rewind the parts where I didn't mess up. Podría repetir eso, por favor. Podría repetir eso, por favor. So por favor is please. Podría is could you. Repetir is repeat. Podría repetir eso, por favor. You can record that. That piece right there was good. Could you repeat that, please? I can't hear you. No puedo escucharlo. No puedo escucharlo. I cannot hear you. No puedo escucharlo. Next phrase. Could you talk a little slower, please? Hey, Puerto Rican, could you talk a little slower, please? ¿Podría hablar un poco más despacio, por favor? ¿Podría hablar un poco más despacio, por favor? Could you talk a little slower, please? This one is it can apply to almost anything. What does mean? So it's what does insert here mean? What does blank mean? We'll translate to ¿Qué significa blank? Whatever you don't understand, you could put at the end of that. ¿Qué significa? In Spanish, what does blank mean translates to ¿Qué significa? What is the significance? Significa is significance. What is the significance of this word that you just said to me? But in Spanish, it's what does this mean? ¿Qué significa? What does it mean? Next phrase. Is this correct? ¿Está esto correcto? ¿Está esto correcto? Or you can shorten that, which is what I recommend you do. ¿Está correcto? Is it correct? That's a very informal way of saying ¿Está correcto? Is it correct? ¿Está correcto? Is that correct? Next one. I have a question. Tengo una pregunta. Tengo, I have, one, pregunta, question. I have a question. Tengo una pregunta. This is a phrase that I don't expect anyone to use. This is easy. Esto es fácil. Esto es fácil. This is easy. Esto es fácil. Next one, more common. This is difficult. This is difficult will be esto es difícil. So basically, easy is fácil. Difficult is difícil. Esto es difícil. This is difficult. Here's another insert here comment. Where is blank? Where is blank? ¿Dónde está blank? ¿Dónde está blank? Where is, we'll say bathroom for the sake of this video. Where is the bathroom? ¿Dónde está el baño? Which translates to the bath. ¿Dónde está el baño? Where is the restroom? ¿Dónde está el baño? Where is the restroom? And the last one I have here is please explain or explíqueme por favor. Explíqueme por favor. Explíqueme por favor. So again, sometimes when you don't understand what is being said, explícame por favor. Explícame por favor. Please explain. Now, there are a billion ways to skin these cats, okay? Different ways you can spin the word around or maybe emphasize a vowel. But if you just learn the formal Spanish, don't worry about the accents. The accent will come if you choose to have it, okay? Focus on the formal way of saying things, and it'll come a lot easier. Again, I recommend you go through, you take your notes, you take your index cards, and you at least learn these basic phrases, because we will have people in Puerto Rico that don't speak a lot of English, and it would warm their hearts to understand and know that we learned their language. You learned my language, because it shows that you care and that you're serious and that you're not just on another, vacation, missionary trip to Puerto Rico, that you're there to work and you're there to care for the people and grow with them as fellow believers in Christ. So if you have any questions or want other phrases or words to go over for the future, you can always contact me, comment on this video. I don't recommend commenting on this video on YouTube because I rarely check it, but message me on Facebook. And like I said, I'm going to do more videos. The next video I do will be about Christian doctrine. Thank you, guys.